traditional military conflict may be a losing proposition for either side, which is why relations between India and China largely, in fact, depend on the ambitions of the man steering the Chinese ship. It is official now that Xi Jinping is staying in power, not for 5 or 10 years, but for an indefinite period of time. President Xi's clinging to the throne of power is taking place not in a democracy where elections take place, but in the Communist People's Republic of China, where ironically, the people themselves have no say in the matter. Senior foreign editor Padma Rao takes a look at some world leaders who have or continue to remain seated in the high chair for at least a decade, whether put there by the people or otherwise.
Prime Minister Dean Barrow of the small South American country Belize has been in power for just over 10 years. Mr. Barrow became the country's first Prime Minister of African origin. When he came to power in 2008, he did so on the promise to end crime, corruption and to create a Senate. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is currently in all kinds of trouble and facing several serious charges of graft. If a snap poll were held in Israel today, Mr. Netanyahu would likely not win. But still, he has managed to stay in power as Israel's Prime Minister from 1996 to date, that is, for nearly 12 years. She is the original Powerfrau and yet a popular, humble personality. Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel has been the executive head of Germany's government since 2005. That's already more than 12 years. And now that her party has finalized a coalition, Ms. Merkel will remain in power for another 4 years. Closer to home, there's Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Ms. Hasina is on her second term, having been elected a second time on 2009. All in all, Ms. Hasina has clocked more than 14 years as the head of government in Dhaka. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has been in the international headlines for various controversial reasons. But at home, he seems popular enough to have had a taste of 2 high offices twice over, those of Prime Minister and President. He's been PM from 1999 to 2000 and again from 2008 to 2012. And he's been the head of state, first for 8 years from 2000 onwards and then from 2012 to the present. But what's in a number? There are some leaders who have spent several decades in power. Take the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko. He's been president of his country from 1994. Yes, right up to the present. That is well over 23 years. Initially, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was only the president of the Islamic Republic of Iran, but he later took on the title of Supreme Leader too. He first came to power in 1981 and 36 years and 140 days later, he's still here. But there are few career leaders of the likes of Cameroon's President Mr. Paul Biya. He's been in power first as Prime Minister and later as President since, here it comes, 1975. That's a marathon run of 42 years and 245 days. Padma Rao, WION.